Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most benevolent, the most merciful. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Auzubillah Shaitan Rajim. All praise due to the Lord of the worlds. May God protect us from ignorance. Ihdina Sirata Mustaqim. May God, the system admin, guide us to the direct path. So, hopefully my voice will get better soon, but today this is like how my voice is. And I'm going to just discuss some ideas and hopefully not take too much of your time. Does everything return to the future? Whoa, somebody's asked this. Oh, I have. What does it mean that everything returns to the future? And what do I have to say that backs that up? In this episode, you're going to find out. Just 1 second, guys. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a song. This song is so incredible. There we go. Song is active, so is our heart and soul. In the name of the system administrator, I, as a human being, shall attempt to respond to this question. Pretty much, the idea has approached us that it does everything return to the future. And why was that word used? How bold do you have to be as a human being to come and say everything is returning to the future? As if everything in the future is like, hey buddy, you treating us like the past? You see, if I wanted to summarize to you the tale and the adventure of my life, the adventure of my life has been that I'm an organism in 2025, 33 years of navigating this plane of existence. And the observation I've made is that there is an explanation of why we would use the verb return. You see, we have to ask ourselves the question, what is the future? One human being has dared answer this. And you need to realize the future is a question that all of our ancestors had. So we're stepping in the territory of the human legacy. So what is the future? The human explanation doesn't satisfy the title, but the divine explanation does. You're in a system. There is a system admin to the system that has simulated the system. The system admin is beyond the system, so to us as simulated users in the system admin is an original power. So when a being wonders about the future, there is this idea that everything started from the system admin, everything is administered by the system admin, and everything returns to the system admin. And what people don't realize is that religious people are preparing themselves to meet their creator. It's very beautiful, actually. The created is wondering about its return to the creator. Okay? So I'm Muslim. In the Holy Quran, it says everything returns to God, the system admin, everything in creation. And that was so fascinating for me, because it's like a simulation is being logged. And then all the players that have been living in this simulated game suddenly realize they were never just in the game. That they had some sort of relationship with the higher power. So the sentence, everything returns to the future, it suffices if the future is a timeless state. So when you're in a simulation, everything's a round circle. You know, Buddhists are, unfortunately, they're just like being dazzled by balance. They're being dazzled by cyclical reality. Oh, humanity, you have a privilege to notice the system admin that is beyond time. Utilize your life to acknowledge the greatest intelligence here. So the future of man is the higher power, the higher place. So pretty much it's like the simulation returns to the original. That's the only way everything now returns to the future. Because what the ending and the beginning are not in time. They are being reviewed. It's a review beyond time. You're being reviewed. So religiously, the future generations are watching us right now. Right now, this might be an intense statement to say, but right now, technically, the edge of humanity, like the furthest edge of how far the human legacy goes, is watching us right now. Because what brings that about is watching us. That we are in a world where there is a higher power here, and human beings, sure, just access it through cultural program, but it's a global concern. The future of the species is a global concern. If there's a higher power here, it's a global concern. So, see, there's different worldviews you can have here. But I look at humanity now, and I don't know if it's through the power of my heart, or it's just my ridiculous attention to just random detail that's important, actually. I've seen the future. Bold statement, I know. And I am telling you, two relationships are going to be there for the human being that are not here now. That means I'm claiming that we're missing two major emotions. Every human being needs these major emotions. One, think of it this way. There's the major emotions and then there's the minor emotions, okay? So the minor emotions is how you feel about yourself, and believe it or not, okay, let's say that's the minor emotion. Minor emotion, that means it's not a big deal. Guess what? You yourself, yeah, you can be a big deal, but you're also at the same time one among many. So the minor detail is yourself, the details of yourself, your inner realm, your individual identity. But then you're like, wait a minute, where am I? And you notice you're an individual human being among the human species. So to start feeling something about your species is a major emotion. So what is emotional maturity? Wait a minute, there's more. My emotions aren't the only important emotions in the moment. Similarly, we're reaching a point where the individual advanced human is like, wait a minute, it's more than my emotions, my thoughts. It's the walk of my species in the presence of the ultimate intelligence towards the edge of reality, towards the edge of time. They ask the human species, where you're going. It's like we're going back to where we came from, which technically appears as the edge of time for us. You see, what you care about becomes important. You see, this is my concern, okay? I am envisioning something. This includes how the human being in the future behaves. It has emotions that we're not experiencing now. I'm making this claim. The future generations are going to be like, yo man, bold claim, we'll show you what the answer is. But I'll be like, listen, it's obvious. Any human being that's born in this world, there's technically four corners to it, to everything, to reality. One corner is yourself. The other corner is your species. The other corner is the world. And the most important corner is the system admin. What does this mean? That means if you just landed on Earth, I would brief you, and this is what the briefing would be. Wonder about what's going to happen to yourself. Then wonder about, once you're done that, wonder about what's going to happen to your species. Then wonder about what's going to happen to the world. Then wonder what's going to happen to you in relation to the system admin. You see, these all have a relationship with one another. That means right now you have a relationship with yourself. You have a relationship with your species. You can choose to become depressed by the behavior of the species, or you can choose to be empowered and honored by your humanness. It's like you talk to someone and it's like, hey man, who are you? And the person's like, I'm some super advanced, enlightened being living in this lesser world. And I'll be like, okay, are you human though? And the person's like, yeah, right now I'm human. I'll be like, okay, good enough. As long as you can be human, you can care for the human. We're living at a legendary time. The future generations are going to be like in 2025. Technology was outside of the human brain. You know, people didn't have to pay memberships for intelligence. We are like the coolest era to the future generations that are going to get closer to technology. So Where I'm going with this is honestly this. That in the future, you're gonna, just like how you have a normal day today, like imagine the day you had today, you're just gonna, from the beginning of the day till the end of the day, feel like, whoa, there is a species here. What's going on with my species? Like, you'll feel that fascination. And then you'll be like, okay, oh my God, there's a world here. What's going on with the world? And then, oh my God, there's a system admin. Now that changes the game. Why? Because when there's a higher power present, it's not like, think of it this way. If aliens landed on Earth, human beings would see that as a challenge, and they would have they have to find a way to communicate. If a super intelligent computer suddenly awoke on Earth, like, human beings would have to find a way to communicate to handle that challenge. Now, the next challenge is, how do you contact? It's not an alien, it's not a super advanced computer, it's God. Whoa. User in the program suddenly noticed the original programmer is present. But it's not that we are the original programmer. I'm not saying humans are God. I'm saying God is beyond human definition. So God is not a worldly thing. It can't be limited to the worldly function. God is a higher power. Higher power by the nature of its definition. A higher power by definition means that you as a lower power cannot fathom it. So I'm trying to unify the species. It's not like I'm doing it. The religions have all, it's like the prayer of Abraham was answered. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and all the prophets. You don't understand. Like, they achieved the impossible. People hear religion and they think it's just ideology. You don't understand what's going on in the mechanics of it. You don't understand the depth of the human situation. Your options are either you're in an empty room, or you are in a room where the original power is here. When I say higher power, it's not a form. I'm not telling you to go like, yo man, there's like something behind this world and you gotta go talk to it. I'm not saying like that. I am telling you, the definition of a higher power is that it's in contrast to your power. So what it means is, like, okay, what's gonna happen to me here in this world? What's gonna happen to the species in this world? What's gonna happen to the world? And what has been the predestination, the vision of the system admin? For me, life has not just become like achieve something as an individual. It has become like, how am I preparing myself to meet the higher power? How am I gonna feel when I review this life? Did I do what I could? Like, everybody's gonna have an emotion after this life. Like, you can even fathom it. You know, it's the same thing. We see it, like, this might sound bizarre, but every day we live is like a life. I feel that. Every day I'm alive, I'm like, okay, something is here. What is the most intelligent activity that a human being can do? Go do it, then do the next thing. And I don't know, maybe I'm some strange romantic that enjoys talking to the future generations. Because to me, it's obvious that the human psyche we have in 2025, it's going to go through some extreme changes. Like what it means to be human now is going to be nothing compared to the next, let's say, 50 years. You're going to see human beings reach a point where they'll be like, yo, what is this? Is this like an art gallery? Like, is this like an art show? I could just draw anything and be that in this world? Or is there some important role that by the nature of my design, like you look at birds, squirrels, you look at trees, you just look at reality and you see that it's been built for a specific design. Now, when you ask yourself, what has the human being been built for? The most important thing it's been built for compared to any other species on this planet is having an ability to interact with a higher power. Like, there's no way anybody can disagree with me on this. I'll be like, what? If human beings don't talk to the higher power, what dolphins do? Like, they don't have fingers, like they're, limited. Do you see the higher power means and a creature in the world has become intelligent to realize the source of that world? To be religious, don't be ashamed. You've come to a very profound conclusion. Like, even if all the ideas of religion were gone, I'm telling you, in the future, human beings, it would archaically revive. Why? Because it's the ultimate question. That is the background to context to reality intelligent or not? This is a choice. And you'll realize if it's not, it's impossible because you're here, so the mystery stands. So the smartest conclusion is to wonder about what is the most advanced power. Have you ever wondered about this? Have these words ever entered your ear? Have you ever wondered about the most advanced power in reality? It's strange because there is many audiences. People don't understand this. I didn't even understand it at first. You see, existence is my audience. Everything that exists. Because ultimately I am performing in front of the system admin. I think I've always been conscious of this. Because never infinity was more alluring than original truth. I'm telling you. Like, people have desires, right? Let's say, this is going to be a hilarious example, but let's say you have a desire for, like, a wife, a beautiful wife that's smarter than you, that challenges you. Okay? Now the mind has an ability to imagine, what if I had infinite wives? You'd realize it becomes meaningless. So infinitude makes reality meaningless, to be honest. Like, all those spiritual people thinking Earth is a school and they're infinitely, like, going through classes. Like, give me a break. It's about noticing the original as simulated beings in a testing zone. That's what's going on. Like, you believe in Wi-Fi. You have no problem accepting the internet, right? You can't consider that there's an administrative force to this reality. Like, who are we kidding? It's too big. It's too shaped. When you go and pretty much look at the philosophical arguments for the existence of God, they'll be like, how did this all get here? Like, that's the basic one. Right? Why does it look like this? Why is it so fine-tuned? Why does the DNA look like code? Do you understand? When you ask these questions, you have gone from being just a nationalistic entity. A nationalistic entity is like, yo man, what is my nation doing? But an advanced human being is wondering, what's my advanced consideration? What is everything doing in the presence of the higher power? You don't understand. I'm like at the frontiers of making humanity realize that we have to take the divine seriously. Do you know what that means? That doesn't mean we need to become angels, because we can't. Man is in between beast and angel. So you have a beastly nature. The beastly nature kind of is stupid and enjoys destruction. The angelic nature cares for how everything advances, and in the presence of what it is advancing. You know, this music is too epic. I feel like I need to engage the chat. Somebody says, I'm so grateful it's actually available. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Somebody says, believe in it. No. Vague. I'm going to go back to the talk. Let me find less heroic music just a second. Whatever, man. So let's the way you know how I organize myself in these talks. I'm like, yo, man, if I have kids in the future and they're listening to this, like, what are they hearing? And all I can say is that, oh, future of humanity. I honestly never understood what value and status I had in humans for the human species. I'll never know, I think. Unless God wills it. It's a type of mercy from the system admin. But whatever it is, life is going on, the years are going by, and my eyes are witnessing it all. And I've come this far. And a part of me wonders about it. You know what the deepest thing I wonder about? Like, I'm being real here. You know what the deepest thing I think about sometimes is? I think about, am I gonna be happy when I die, or am I gonna be regretful? That's the biggest thing I think about. It's weird. I think about, like, did I do the best I can? And if I'm asked this, I'll be like, listen, I saw a smart chess move and I made it. Where do I deserve to go? How can I know? Somebody could judge me right now, and I'll be like, buddy, you think I haven't tried it? I've tried judging myself, and it's always inaccurate. I've tried judging others, it's always inaccurate. I've tried judging the world, it's always inaccurate. So I've judged the species, it's inaccurate. I've judged the world, it's inaccurate. And even if when it comes to God, my judgment is inaccurate. Because the purpose of the higher levels of life, the purpose of God is to realize you're not the main deal. It's to realize it's to realize spirituality made you the center of the world. Religion's like, relax, buddy, you're not the center. Religion is very profound. Religion says, hey, you think you're very smart, the smartest. You think you're the most advanced. You think you're the most loving. You think you're the most best in all these things. Guess what? You're nothing. And you're like, wait a minute, how can I be nothing? My ego code has convinced me that I'm this great da-da-da person. And then suddenly the feeling, it's as if your heart is like, relax, ego, you're nothing. And the ego's like, no, I can't accept it. Eventually the person realizes, wait a minute, did I create the world? No. Did I choose my DNA? No. Did I choose what cultural program I'm in? No. Do I choose what happens even though I have free will? It's like partially. There's controllable variables, variables you can control, and there's variables we can't control. When it's said that there's a higher power, it's like humanity's in the passenger seat, okay? So we just do our best and we have faith in the higher power. Now, what would our best look like? It's like on one level, you have to wonder what the most advanced individual is like. You have to wonder about this. You have to wonder about your most advanced self. I've said this too much in the lectures, like you gotta do it. You gotta go look in the mirror and wonder what a more advanced version of you would look like. You gotta be observant of your behaviors throughout the day and wonder what the most advanced possibility is. It's kind of like chess, like how they say when you find a good move, relax and try to find a better move. Relax and try to find a better move. For you as a human being, let me tell you what's going on. So the way this world works for the modern individual is that it's burdensome, okay? There's a burden to being alive. Now this burden happens because the modern man is under the assumption that to be smart is to have instantaneous results. This is this is how most people subconsciously understand. But you have to be patient. You have to realize the world is going at a certain speed. And what I'm trying to tell you is that when we wonder about what is the purpose of life, it is to know the system admin, and then it is for God's creation to do the most advanced thing in front of the most advanced power. So if religious people are like, why should I build an advanced civilization? Why shouldn't you? Why should you deny God the greatest expression of its creation? You cannot deny it. God chooses. That's what I understood. That's why I stopped believing in karma. I'm like, karma is wishful thinking. There's a reason. There's a reason the system admin's like, yo man, I'm gonna make these cat videos on YouTube like super famous, but I'm gonna make this guy talking about lecturing humanity like just like, you know, few people listen to him, right? Why? Because there's a reason. Because the species has to go through certain protocol. All right, I'm going to read the chat section again. Hopefully the response has more context. Somebody says, I don't trust it. However, it is a very amazing technology to utilize me to your voice full of fascinating news from my heart of hearts. Okay, you mean the internet. Somebody says, what religion? I began to engage in conversation with you because I feel that you really want benevolent outcomes for our offspring, the future for humankind. Yeah, of course. I mean, who doesn't? But my main point is to be like, yo, I'm a human being like you here in this world. And I'm like, what do we do with these acknowledgements? That we have to acknowledge, like, there's something going to happen to us individually. Like, what's the destiny of myself? Like, I always wonder about that. And then there's, what's the destiny of our species? It's like a longer time frame, more fascinating. Then what is this destiny of the world? Oh my God, very fascinating. And then what is the destiny of the power that just is moving everything? And believe it or not, in the 6th century, a miracle happened. They gave an answer. It's like the hardest problem, the system admin, religion gave an answer. Open your heart, see beyond your ego code. The system admin is beyond anything in the system. Go towards the main operating system, go towards the source code. It's not about just building an advanced civilization anymore. It's about tapping into the source code, and we are building the advanced civilization in collaboration and in the presence of the admin. So you see, one option is going to mods. I'm saying bypass worldly form, go directly to the God beyond shape. We're not subject worshipping here, okay? Like, everybody has to relax. It's like the supernatural. Sure, spiritual people want to create stories about it, but I'm telling you, go directly to the system admin. It's here. There's a higher power here. Like, that's one thing human beings have to deal about. You have to deal with the fact that, oh my God, there's a world here. Like, there's a legit world with different species and outcomes and da-da-da-da. And then you're like, yo, man, there's my species here. Like, what are these, like, creatures that are identifying with chunks of the earth? How are they going to unify to, in some sense, create the most advanced civilizations known to man? How do we open that door? And the Oracle and the Matrix, like, have a cookie. And I was like, enough cookies. Like, we need to build an advanced civilization right now. You know, I'm just imagining Morpheus offering drugs to, like, Neo, and Neo's mother being like, Neo, what are you doing? And Morpheus's mother being like, yo, what are you doing, Morpheus? It's like, I'm trying to free this kid. And so in reality, what I'm trying to say is you got to just consider these two situations. One, you're in a simulation. Two, your task is to notice the original power. Like, do you know what I'm saying? This might be bizarre, but I'm having the arrogance and the ego to be like, yo, man, like, let me be that person who hypothetically thought if he was like the general and every human being was an army, like, how would you create the most advanced army? Like, I've thought about that, okay? Call me arrogant, call me whatever, but just that thought has come across. My first realization has been something that Sun Tzu has even pointed out, which is the art general that aligns with the heavens. So what does that mean? That means even Sun Tzu acknowledged the higher power. So the general that acknowledges the higher power. Do you know why Gladiator is a genius movie? Because at the beginning, before Maximus goes and fights, he's by a river and he's just experiencing peacefulness. And he's staring at the river, and suddenly a bird lands in front of him and he just smiles for a moment. Then he hears the battle horns, and then his smile goes away. You know, he feels the dirt and goes into battle. To me, I was like, look at this. Even like they made it so realistic that the general is like, we get a sense, insight into the soul of a general. Right now, the whole point of being a general is what is the most efficient effort. See, there's the notion of the difference between strategy and tactics. Strategy is how to win the war. Tactics is how to win every battle. So your goals in life is like your strategy. What you're doing everything about it are your tactics. Like, my strategy was to somehow like archive myself, I guess. The tactic is daily recording. Now, for the human being, we wonder, what is its strategy? Oh, now you see where I am. Now you can see, like, oh my God, we have to think about a strategy for the human species. Yeah, I've been dwelling with that for years. And it's very simple. And it can be humorously explained. Imagine intergalactic travel is possible, and human beings have reached an intergalactic airport. They go in that airport and they're like, let me see your ID, your intergalactic ID. On your intergalactic ID, it says Earth. It also says your town, but it's written in fine print. And the extraterrestrial, and you look at the extraterrestrial and you're like, yo man, I'm from New York. And the intergalactic officer's like, buddy, you're just from Earth. I keep your nationalities to yourself. Like, keep your opinions to yourself. You know, that's how they see it. So it's obvious we're gonna be the human species. You might not believe it, but right now you're inside an ideological Iron Man suit. But that Iron Man suit is the lesser prototype. The new prototype is to be like, wait a minute. Like, you organize your suit and you're like, okay, I'm not just representing myself throughout the day. I'm representing an expression of my species. Like, I don't even know you, but I'm saying you have a value to your species. You have a value to the system admin. It's all about what you care for at the end of the day. I said that like very like Italian, but at the end of the day. Honestly, it's a matter of like the presence of soul too. A person can say so many ideas, but I'm talking about the presence of 8 billion souls here. How can we not care? Like, if you just care for your own child, eventually you have to care for the future of that child. Then you care about the future world of that child. So it's kind of like connected. When I wonder about myself, I give myself a certain value. I look at my species in accordance to how I'm a member of the human species. I have a value there. I look at the world and I'm like, I'm a creature in this world. Yo, I'm a member of existence in a world. And then, yo, I'm out of all the beings here in this world having the privilege of having system admin privileges. Pretty much that means you can notice the higher power. Like, squirrels can't do that. Do you understand? Pretty much I'm saying we need to build an advanced civilization because squirrels can't acknowledge the higher power. They're gonna be like, after the world leaders listen to Mr. Within's lectures, the global narrative has changed, and they'll be like, oh my god, what are the world leaders saying now? And the world leaders are like, yo guys, we've been telling you like, yo, how good the nation's gonna be in the next couple of years. This podcaster is saying we need to look at it like way in the future. So like, our nation is going to right now make decisions for the future it's seen, and the future is a global humanity. I have the romantic relationship with it, calling it the advanced humanity, like, because it's beautiful to me. An advanced expression of my species is like one of the greatest victories. Like, if anybody hears my talks and it just goes and does something advanced or live in an advanced way, like, I'm not, like, that's a victory for me. Because dealing with myself is a 100-year task, let's say, for the sake of speech. But dealing with the species is an eternal task. Considering God is an eternal task, it's kind of cool. By being human, you get to experience everything relevant to the human. For me, God is real. It's real, guys. There's a power here. We have to acknowledge it somehow. For me, I was called towards it through Islam. And it's beyond form. That means you're not here to like worship a guru. Like, trust me, people are imperfect simulations being tested. So wonder about your most advanced self. Wonder about your most advanced self and its relationship with the most advanced species. Your most advanced species. Wonder about this. This is like an assignment I'm giving you. Then wonder about the most advanced relationship of your species with the world. And then wonder about the most advanced relationship of up to the world with the system admin. And I am telling you, you will be one of the most intelligent human beings on earth. Just do this. You will contextualize reality and be like, no way, we could have looked at it this way. The most important task is honestly, because this is said in the Holy Quran, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created mankind and humankind for the sole purpose of worshiping Him. What does that mean? We are vicegerents also. It means that we are here to be the expressions of the divine names. The divine names are like the all-loving, the all-merciful, the all-intelligent, the all-compassionate. Do you understand? Like, it's in certain attributes and quality. Like, see, from the perspective of why would God need to create humans, the answer is so human beings can have a relationship with the system admin. So after reviewing the Holy Quran, it has become clear to me that the most important task is to establish a connection with the system admin, with God, the God beyond form, the God beyond voices. And how we establish a relationship, we are in the might of that presence. That means, what are you in the presence of? You think it's an empty world? You think it's just color and shape? Oh, how you have not noticed what is really moving this. Deep down, of course, like, I care for myself. I'm like, yo man, I'm somebody here. But I also tell myself, yo man, my species is something here. And in an advanced civilization, they would find genius. Where needles in a haystack will no longer be needles in a haystack because we have a magnet. You don't understand. Right now, you're experiencing in 2025 civilization 1.0. You know what that means? That means the civilization is not advanced enough to realize its advancement depends on the people. Do you understand? That means in an advanced civilization, an advanced civilization will find you. The moment you're born, you're gifted by a certificate by the advanced civilization, by the advanced humanity. I'm envisioning advanced humanity headquarters. Imagining that if in the future extraterrestrials landed on Earth, the people would be like, yo man, just go to an advanced humanity research station or go to the advanced humanity headquarters. And the alien would come there and the alien would be like, okay, what's up guys, what are you guys doing here? And we'd look at the alien, we'd be like, exactly this. We are wondering about the most advanced viewpoints accessible to humanity. And we would look at that extraterrestrial and we would explain to it. We would explain to it the state of our civilization. And live stream everything to humanity. Why? Because I'm telling you, enough superhero movies. The species has to advance. The species advance with us. Human beings don't have superpowers, but they have observation and analysis and decision making. That means anybody who hears this talk, I'm pretty much telling you, you have to wake up every day having an honor for yourself. You have to wake up every day having an honor for your species. That means people and the human beings might not care, but you care because you're a member of your species. The honor of the species, care for that. Like samurai level, care for that. And then beyond the honor of your species, it's the honor of your world. Imagine somebody wants to nuke the world. Every human being would be like, hey, what are you doing? We're living here. Do you understand? The significance of reality to consider the future so the present is living in accordance with the great and most advanced possibility. I'm telling you, whoever you are, having a relationship with the system admin, for me, there's a way. This is the way that I've experienced it. When you have a high relationship with a higher power, you feel your inferiority. That's how you know you've experienced divine presence. You will feel how inferior you are. You will feel great shame. You will notice your imperfection in the presence of the perfect. And for me, I emotionally broke down. I felt so unworthy that I just felt like believe it or not, I felt in the presence of God I didn't exist. But the point of God is that God knows that which we don't. God brings the unimaginable. We're limited to imagination. Do you understand? I thought being on earth meant just like, yo man, you're a human being, you start a family, figure out the finances, just maintain life as your ancestors did. No way it's like that. There's a higher power here. There's a technocracy in the, upon us, right? There's like this whole dimension of technology. There's this whole dimension of connecting to the source of reality, to the system admin. There's so many ways that to be an advanced human being means to just take a deep breath, realize you don't have all the answers, go one step at a time, and in going one step at a time, you open up to this context that a truly advanced being, technically by definition, is truly responsible for everything. But because there is the system admin, we can't be the most advanced being. Do you see? So I'm not here saying you're Superman, but I'm saying there's a superpower that's present that you can have a relationship with. Because religiously, life gets so deep, you don't understand. I was like, yo man, I haven't even met a real religious person. Why? Because they don't understand what it implies. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say they don't. I'm just sharing an opinion. But the reason they don't is because, like, you don't understand. This past week, I've been talking about this topic, and it's honestly made me concerned. Do you know why? Because I'm like, the future generations are not just gonna be acknowledging, like in 2025, it's just a human being acknowledging like regular normal life, right? In the future, the children are gonna wake up. They're gonna acknowledge themselves. They're gonna acknowledge their parents. They're gonna acknowledge advanced AI assistants probably, and then they're gonna, in some sense, acknowledge their species progress, and then they're going to acknowledge the system admin, which technically is the first thing they acknowledge. You see, this is going to be bizarre. As someone who was talking about advanced civilizations and would write sci-fi, who suddenly found Islam, I was called to it, and it was proven to me that there's a higher power here. I must centralize my value system with the higher power at the center. So if they ask me, is it more important to listen to the higher power, or is it more important to build the advanced civilization you want? I'll be like, guess what? 100% it's way more worth listening to the higher power. Because the higher power decides how the advanced civilization looks like. I mean, I'm just having this playful moment where I'm just sharing probabilities of it. And I haven't found anybody on this planet that cares for the far future. Like this far. Maybe Kardashev was one. But to care for the future means you're getting access to a value system that surpasses your value system now. God, you can choose to see it as the concept of God, or you can see how in modern times, if you never had the concept of God, it would be the notion in a system and there's a system admin, simply said. You would wonder about that. Even if you didn't have the language of religion, eventually the notion of a system admin would come up. Some people understood this, like Voltaire understood this. It's natural for you to wonder about the highest intelligence in your world. Anyways, thank you for listening. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most benevolent, the most merciful. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise due to the Lord of the worlds. Rabbi Firli, may God forgive us for the sins that we know and the sins that we don't know. Ihdina Sirata al-Mustaqim. May God guide us to the direct path. Honestly, there is a higher power here, but there is also a species here. Among its controllable variables, it can build an advanced civilization. An advanced civilization, by definition, is the expression of advanced beings. So I, as a human being, is asking you, as another human being, that throughout your day, aim for the most advanced. Let us, in some sense, bring forth the era of people caring for their species beyond their nationality, realizing we're imperfect, but we learn and we update. World leaders realize there's a global humanity. We're all living for that. You're living for your species. You're living for the human form. How can you be the leader of one nation where you are leading human beings and then attack the human beings of another nation? Like, don't leaders have empathy for leaders? It's pretty much humans caring for humans. But how would this ultimate organizational system and governance happen? And to me, the human identity will not be based on your personality or national identity. It will be based on how you're a member of the species. The word the species is going to become like it's going to have a sacred honor to it. Right now, you might have no certifications, but you're a member of the species. You might not have a driver's license, but you're a member of the human species. You don't have the ID, but when you look in the mirror, you have the membership card. You are it. So, so many people think the human being is so insignificant. I gotta go be another powerful being in another dimension to just deal with how insignificant I am in this dimension. The human being is a grand opportunity. It's rare. It's like, no way. You have access to beastly nature. You have access to angelic nature. You're living as a human being that has access to the system admin. You can bypass all the moderators, directly go to the system admin. This is what Islam is saying. And when you go to the system admin, you realize your insignificance, you relax. I can't tell you, sometimes the biggest therapy is, again, realizing, accepting that you don't have all the answers and it's okay. Rest. Just for a little bit. Anyways, thank you for listening. And I truly hope, one of my biggest prayers is that may God bless humanity with the most advanced return to the most advanced. And I'm just one human among 8 billion. I'm here too, looking at the world, hoping to have infinite wives one day. I'm joking. Having one person that understands you, I think, is better than having 1,000 people that never understood you, But anyways, reality goes forth. We shall see what the system admin wants, and we shall see how advanced we were while we were. Thank you for listening. Good night.